Hi guys, and welcome back here to the Dev Realm, and today we carry on our awesome TCG series. And if you guys remember, what we did on the last episode is that we created the enemy UI here. Now we have a really cool UI, it can be improved for sure, but right now as it stands, it looks quite cool. Now of course, we still have this button I'm going to remove, but I'm going to leave it here for test purposes. Now we need one last bit of, let's say, development, which is that we need our dice. So the idea of this game is that every turn you need to roll a dice. So you're going to get the amount of mana that the dice gives you. So you're going to get one card plus you roll the dice and then you get the mana. And, that's, so you can take like, let's say 3 dices, it's just to make it nice to make more challenging. It's a different game. All right. And let's create a dice then. So first of all, I have here a dice. As you probably can see, I have this information here. Right now, this image is not very useful for us because it's only, we need to separate them. So what we're going to do here is that on Inkscape, I am going to basically copy this, copy and paste right here, we can delete that. And here we have our little dice. Now I am just gonna basically export this, and I am gonna, this time I'm gonna use the DPI of 300 because I want to make sure my dice has a lot of quality. I know it may be an overkill for this, but I just want to make sure that it looks good. So on the icons, I'm gonna create a new folder, and I'm going to call dice. All right. And if you are, once again, if you download the resources, you already probably have all that. So it's going to be t-dice, t side 1. Okay. And now the same thing for that. Export. Go back here to icons. Go back here to dice. Side 2. Oh, where's the side 3? You see what I mean? Like AI kind of, it broke the thing because I have 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and then where's the 6? So I'm going to have to recreate the dice by hand. That's fine. Anyway, that's like I was expecting a little bit better from you, ChatGPT, but that's okay. I didn't even notice that I cut out the thing. But anyway, so what happened here, I'm gonna do the most easy thing, which is gonna group this into part, get a color. Then where's the fill button? Fill here. So we did the number 1 and 2, right? Now we're gonna do number 3. I just want to make sure that this comes on top of everything else. Here, there we go. Yeah, so we're gonna do number 3, right? Now here, so it doesn't look too bad. So I'm gonna export this, Control Shift E, go back. Now inside of side 3 is gonna be side 4, and then this one here is gonna be icons, dice. And then it's going to be the number 4. Okay. -4. Now we need number 5. So we have a number 5 here. And number 5. Now we need the number 6. So I'm gonna have to do one because unfortunately our AI is not as clever as we think it is, right? So you're gonna basically delete that. I'm gonna delete this, delete that, and I'm gonna copy, paste here, and I'm gonna copy and paste that. By the way, guys, I'm doing this based on my, I'm trying to do my best to keep these things aligned. I know that there is an option here called, I'm not sure what it is, but if it's not aligned, please tell me. Because I'm not entirely sure if this is aligned properly. I was really expecting ChatGPT to do the dice for me. I wasn't expecting to do this, but that's okay. As you can see, you can't trust AI 100%. It's always doing little mistakes. But anyway, we got dices. Cool. So now we don't need this. We don't care about that. Let's go back to icons. Let's go back to our dices. Let's open up everything. Let's go back here to our texture. And here I'm just going to drag and drop the dice. I'm not going to even bother create a new folder because it's fine. Okay. So now let's save everything. Now what we are going to do here is we're going to create the dice component. So the dice component, the idea is that it's on your turn, it's going to show up in the middle of the screen. So it's going to be like this button. You click on it and then it rolls the dice. That's all. That's all we're going to do, right? And then of course, we're going to use that to add mana and points and all that stuff, but that's a little bit later. So we're going to create here WBP dice. All right, so let's create a dice. Actually, it's my first time creating a dice. I'm very excited about this, actually. So for the dice, we need, I would say we need a canvas, because I'm not sure how we're gonna display this. I'm not entirely sure. Then what we need here is a border. And then within the border, I need an image, which is going to be my dice, right? Now, this image here, we're going to search for the dice, right? And now what we need to do here, I guess, is I can size to the content, but the content is too big. So I'm going to probably do that. Compile and save. No, but I don't know what happened here. Like, why is it? Okay, I don't know what happened there, but that's fine. So I'm gonna wrap this with a size box, and let's say that our dice will always have the size of, I don't know, maybe 100 by 100. Okay, and now we're gonna go back and size to that. Now we can change this size. So I think 100 is quite small. Maybe why not 200 by 200? That looks good. Looks quite good. Now, this border, I'm going to add right into the center of my component. 0.5, 0.5. Now, let's just maybe change this, the desired, so it's desired screen. So maybe I would like to put the size of this whole thing to, let's say, 200 by 200. That's too small, actually. Well, I'm not sure yet. We will find out in a sec. So it's gonna leave us desired for now. Okay. We have the design. We have the dice. So you're gonna have dice image. And we're gonna have the border. So the border on this case, I am just going to add the opacity to 0. I don't care about the opacity. It's just so we add some values to this. Now, what I would like to do here is I'm going to go back to the card display. I'm going to copy the attribute again. I'm going to go back. I'm going to paste it right there. And I am going to align right here, right on the bottom of the screen. 0.5, 0.5. Now, maybe desired custom, or maybe desired screen. Let's put view screen. Okay, because I'm gonna wrap this with a size box, and then the size box I'm probably gonna have, I don't know, maybe 500 by 600 or something. And then I go back and do desired, right? There you go. That looks quite cool. I'm trying to replicate what Baldur's Gate did, which is like trying to add that, that whole dice structure, right? Now, the text here, the size is going to be 42, so it doesn't matter. It can be as big as I want. It does not matter. And we can even size to the content. Let me align this exactly on the middle. As you guys can see, there is a lot of components we have to build for this game. I wasn't expecting to build that much, but it's coming along quite well. Right, now we have this. Now what happened is that we need a button, and the button is going to have a text, and it's going to be called role, right? Size to content. Now we do not have a button. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to ask ChatGPT in the meantime. Now, can you please design me a button based on this style for my UI? So while ChatGPT thinks about creating a button, we can carry on with other things. Now we have the roll option. Now we have to create the logic to roll the dice, right? Which is going to be a really fun logic. So what we do here is that we're going to add the dice, right? Now make sure that it's sized to the content, which is fine. I honestly think this is quite big. I don't, like it has a lot of gaps in space. Let's go back to the dice. And maybe let's try to add 400 or 200 or maybe 300, 350. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is that I add this right like here. Now the amount's going to be something like, sorry, not the row. This is going to be like here. No, sorry. And then the button, I add it right here, the row, right? Right now it doesn't look as appealing as it should be, but it will look better. All right. Okay. So now what we can do, let's see, just ChatGPT, it created a button. Okay. I like this. Very simple. Now that we have this button, so BTN, copy this, I'm going to paste it right there. And I'm going to use this vectorize, which I told you guys in a couple of videos ago. By the way, this really cool tool. I really enjoy using that. Now, what we need to do here is that we need to use the design of the button here. Like we do not care much about the text, but the button needs to be nice. I'm going to download that. Everything is downloaded. Go back, copy this. So I'm going to Control X, cut, paste it here. Now let's open up this on Inkscape. So what I'm going to do here on Inkscape, I'm just going to, polish this a little bit. Duplicate, so I don't lose the original. Delete that. And honestly, what we can do here is just the most junky thing I can possibly think of doing, which is that. Why did that not work? Maybe if I do, there we go. I don't know why, but well, what we can do here, okay, let's do it properly, no? Just delete that, delete this. Don't care about that. Don't care about this thing either, right? Now what happened is that we get this color, you get a little bucket here, and just fill. That's it. That's how the bottom should look. Now, there is an issue there, but we can maybe even set this behind, and there you go. So the button looks quite cool. Now I have the button. Nice. So the button here, we can actually now export it. I'm going to put a DPI 300 just because I like to have a good quality for the button. And T-BTN. All right. Now I am going to go back to Unreal. Go on my button there. By the way, if you guys are on here, you probably already have that, so you just drag and drop, okay? But if you want to mess around with the button, and also if you want to use your own UI, please feel free to do it. You don't need to use this UI. It's just because it's something that, like, I'm a fan of making usable software, right? Useful things that you can use it, not just a boring tutorial that will die out in a couple of weeks. Anyway, so now we are gonna basically set everything here to image and make sure you select image. Now, just by adding the button, look how bad this thing looks. It looks way, but way better. Now, one thing I would like to ask ChatGPT is that, now, can you please create a background border for me so I can wrap UI objects like the dice or the player canvas and etc. Can you make the ornament? Can you make a nice ornament, right? All right. Now that we have this stuff set up, what should happen when you press roll? So you should roll the dice. So let's set this thing up. So the first thing here is going to be called roll, right? Roll. This is a button. And now we need to create here the logic of the dice. So we're going to create here dice max, right? Max maybe sides. This is going to be an integer. And the reason why I'm creating this is because maybe in the future you guys want to create a D20. So, you know, you can set up how many sides do you want. In this case, 6. Now, what happened here is that what I can actually do here is that I can create a new variable called is rolling, right? And it's going to be Boolean. And what we can actually do here is that we're going to do a branch here. And I think we can actually do a random integer. So max is that. No. Sorry. Max is this. So now we can do a print. Let's see what's happening. So now if I do this to true, it should be crazy there, but like it should, you see, 0, it keeps adding values forever. Now, of course, that if this value, can I do a random in range? Yes, I can do. So min is 1 and the max is 0. There you go. Okay, that solves a lot of problem for us. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a custom event called API set dice. All right. So the set dice is what actually is going to control the dice. So now we have the dice image. Here I'm going to get the dice image. And we're going to set texture 2D, right? I'm going to do a select. And I'm going to do basically on integer here, okay? So right now, of course, if you have a D20, you have to add 20 images. But I only have 6. So for now, and I don't have any other use case. So I'm not going to create a super fancy dice. I'm just going to create a very dummy, basic dice, all right? So we're going to add here both 1 and 0 is going to be number 1. Oh, I just realized, where is the dice number 2, man? I didn't add the right dice there. So let's go back to the icons, go back to the dice. Actually, where is the dice? Come on. I always do this mistake, but that's fine. I added this twice. I don't want to add that twice, just 1. Now I'm just gonna copy this. I think there you go. You know, like oh, that's not great. Can I delete that? Yes. And then I can just fill up the bucket. There you go. Okay, beautiful. Now I'm just gonna go back here and I'm gonna export my dice too. I didn't realize this. Nice. All right, so now we're gonna go back to the dice. Where is the Unreal Engine? I am gonna, just for good practices, just to delete the old image, even if they have the same name, and then I bring it back the old one. Sometimes Unreal Engine, it understands that it's a new version and it keeps track of it or something, so it makes the image larger than it should be. But anyway, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, and then number 6. All right, compile and then save. Nice, guys. So we have the dice. Now, what we can do here, right? It's gonna work out of the box. So you're gonna set the dice. Call the API set the dice. We pass the value right here, and also the last thing you would like to do is that we have the attribute amount, which is gonna be basically, I'm just gonna call this dice number. Okay. Now the dice number is gonna come here, and we're gonna set the text. And now we need just to set up the dice, the value, the outcome here, right? I mean, to be honest, you could, oh, this is not index, by the way. I mean, it's fine. You can call index, or you can just call dice number, you know? Now, normally, you would probably set the dice, I think, on the server side. But look at that. It's rolling, right? It's rolling, 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 rolling. So now what happened is that you do that. So the dice, it's rolling. And then we're going to add a delay of, let's say, maybe, I don't know, 2 seconds. And then we set the rolling to false, all right? And we can only set the rolling to true if you click on the button rolling. So what happened here on the button roll? Nope. So now we can use that on click. We're gonna basically, all you gotta do here is just set this to true, and that's it. And also, while this thing is rolling, the player can't click on that button anymore because it's rolling. Like, we can't roll twice. And so what happened here is that we get this, and we're gonna set the visibility to collapsed, so it can't even be interactable. Then after it's finished, it's visible again. Compile and then save. There we go. Roll. Look at that. It's working. I mean, you see that? I'm probably using the wrong image. Like 4 is fine, but number, like, yeah, 1, like, this thing's crazy. Let's just update the right images. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and then number 6. So they do have the right image, which is perfect. Now, the only thing that I think is not set properly is that what I'm going to do, I'm going to not cheat, but I'm just going to duplicate this stuff here. I'm going to copy and paste and add it here at the end, because it's causing issues, as you can see. That it's causing to set the wrong value. So number 4. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Like number 6, okay, that's fine. Number 1, like number 1, why is the number 1 doing that? So it's doing the delay. Set the rolling to false. So for example, we're gonna print that. Number 2. I am skeptical about this because, so what is the value that you are printing here, right? Let's see. stopped on number 3, but then he guessed the image of number 2. Okay, so this is gonna, I mean, what we can do here is the API set dice, and then that's gonna roll. Okay, that it's fine. So it's gonna roll after 2 seconds, and then he's rolling the dice, right? So probably I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna create here a custom event called API set set dice, right? Final or something, I don't know. What happened? It's visible. We get a random integer, right? And then we do that. I'm not sure if it's because of this, like what is causing this issue to run. So number 4. Why is that happening? So so we have a delay. Maybe if you do like 1 second, like it's giving me 1. Okay, that's fine. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I have to add a delay of 2. So he runs that only once. Okay. I think I may understand what's going on here. I think so. So what happened? Okay, let's try. We need to do a different approach. But anyway, so what happened here is that after 1 second, we do want to call this, which is fine. So you do call the right, the dice, whatever. But what we would like to do here is, I think so, it's rolling, true. So it's rolling the dice, everything is being set, and then it comes back here. So now what happened is that he adds a delay. So he executes. No, actually, you know what? Best way to do this is once you click here, you add a delay 1 second, you know? And then after you set on here. So it's rolling. So it's rolling equals false because we need to click that. So let's say roll. Okay. So we add that delay. It's rolling. And then, oh yeah, of course, we need to set that to delay of 2. Let's see. Press play. Roll. Roll. 4, 3. Okay. Number 1. So it's like almost the image is not being synced up with whatever we have to sync up here, right? So right now, for example, here says 1, but the whole thing says is 6. Number 6, 6, 2. And I really don't understand why this is causing issues, because, for example, here I do a print. I can do this print here. Let's try. So click at that, and it's setting that twice. Okay. Maybe what we can do here, I don't know if it's to, I think it's to do that it's calling this function many times. So I'm gonna change my approach of how I'm doing these dice. I don't understand why this is not working properly. Okay. Like I have an understanding, but I think to fix that it's gonna be a little bit of a pain ass to do. So what I'm gonna do here, guys, I'm going to change a little bit. How does this behave? All right. So I'm going to go back here to the icons, and I'm going to open up, I would say, the UI. Okay. And what I am going to do here on the UI, oh, sorry, that's the wrong one that I'm looking for. The front of the card. Yes. I'm going to get this code, which I really think is so cool. This is a really cool thing, but let's get this code here. Let's delete everything else. We don't need that stuff. We don't need this. I need that. I need that. I need this. So deleting everything here. Right. Now I'm going to select that. I'm going to export, and I am going to call this T-logo, right? This is going to be the logo of our game. Now, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to open up Unreal, and I'm just going to drag and drop the logo right here somewhere, okay? Now, what happened is that instead of doing that, instead of doing the dice of the image, whatever, instead of calling this, whatever, I'm just gonna basically set, I'm gonna get the dice image, set the texture, so set texture to logo here. Now we do need some kind of a, you see, it's still causing issues. So that problem is that wasn't the problem. Okay. So we can leave it the way it is. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pause it quickly because I'm aware that this lesson go very long. And then in the next one, we jump right into this bug. So see you guys in the next one.